This idea came from a discussion that I had with a collector friend of mine at the end of the 80s. And he said, well, François Paul, if you wanted to make your watch for yourself, what would you make? He said, well, I would make something that looks extremely simple on the front with only a 3-hand watch, but with a double barrel, with a remontoir d'égalité, and also a special escapement. Well, at that time, I tried to think about this. I didn't have the tools, I didn't have the know-how to do it. So I started working on this project in 2001, and it only comes in 2012. So it takes a long time as in gestation to make sure that everything is correct. So the first step of the Chronometre Optimum is the use of a double mainspring, double barrel, in order to have a more stable delivery of energy and also have less friction on the main gear. The second level of complexity that I added on the Chronometre Optimum is the remontoir d'égalité. I started making the remontoir d'égalité back in 1983 on my first tourbillon, and that allows the watch, the power to be evenly distributed as a sort of a constant force towards the escapement. The third one that we have as a problem as a watchmaker, as any watchmaker that is looking for a precision watch, is the volatility of the lubricants. When they dry, it's not as performant. The goal is to eliminate any lubricants. You have two solutions. One that a lot of the industry retain, which is solid lubricants or silicium. Silicium is basically glass, therefore extremely fragile. So these watches 50 years down the road, 100 years down the road, will not be able to be fixed. So I decided to go the other way, which used very traditional materials, but at the same time design something that's going to reduce tremendously the friction by having two escapement wheels. Having two escapement wheels, instead of having a lot of pressure on one, you divide the pressure by two. At the level, dividing by two makes wonders. So instead of really touching, it's more like caressing the escapement wheel. By achieving this, I can set the watch in a much more precise way, without trying to imagine that 6 months from now, because of the volatility of the lubricants, the watch is going to lose performance. But now I can set the watch much more precisely from the get-go. My goal is not to have a corporation to give time to the whole world. This is not what my ambition is. My ambition is to make high-level quality watches. Because it's high-level quality, not everybody can make them, therefore my production output is limited. Not by design, but by the ambition that I have to make high-level quality watches.